Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are back with a brand new episode. It's been what, 2 years? I feel like it's been two
Nah,
years, yo.
last year.
First, nah, we didn't do last year. It was
Oof.
2022. That's why the note said 2022. It's been 2 years. I think, yo, we have kids and time just flies and you don't even recognize it. But we are back with an additional co host. We got Deuce James, the chef,
What's
in the
up,
building.
brothers?
First team, all purpose. We're going to be talking a lot of things football, culture, everything going on in the world of sports. But like the NFL season starts like today. By the time you see this, the NFL season will have started. And
Yes.
we got some things we want to talk about before the season starts. So I got my guy Deuce and I got my guy Gene with me. And we're going to jump right into it. Anything y'all want to say before we get it popping? What should the people expect from y'all before we get it popping, brother?
I feel like this season with all three of us is gonna be some wild takes.
Some wild real takes though. You're gonna a lot of light bulbs for me now. A lot of light bulbs. A lot of them.
A lot, a lot of dudes that know what they know on this mug. Know what I mean? All right, so here we go. We're gonna start off instead of just doing a quick, complete overall. Shout outs to Paul who did a complete breakdown, by the way, of all the divisions, all the teams, who we think are gonna win, all that stuff. We don't have time to do all that, so we're gonna jump into guys that we think are going to be difference makers in their respective divisions. So I'll start with you, Gene. Give me three players in any division that you feel like maybe we're not expecting, but is going to flip that division to eventually make a significant impact for their team.
You want three or you want one? So we
You
so
tell
we
me.
all doing three.
We could do three. We could do one. It's up to you. Ball's in your court.
All right. I was throwing a lot of names out there, and then it dawned on me. Right? It's just like,
Uh huh.
who's the one dude who's super consistent? He's not the greatest at his position, but he will win you some games.
Mm.
Kirk
Okay.
Cousins. Kirk Cousins is on the Falcons, right? If you
Okay.
look at that
Okay.
Falcons roster, they got players. They got Kyle
Okay.
Pitts, Bijan Robinson, they
Okay.
got Drake London.
Okay.
The only thing missing was
Okay.
a steady quarterback. Again, I don't
Right.
expect Kirk Cousins to play like Aaron Rodgers or Pat Mahomes, but what Kirk will do, he'll put up numbers and they'll win games. And I think that they can win that division. I'm not sold on the Buccaneers. Panthers are going to be dreadful. Who's the other team? And is
The
Panthers,
Saints. The
Buccaneers,
Saints.
and the Saints.
Saints.
Who they got?
Yeah.
Who, by week three, Taysom Hill is going to be playing quarterback for them, bro. Like, nah. I think the Falcons, low key, can make some noise, and their defense was pretty solid from what I remember from last season.
Yeah, the Falcons were a solid defense. So Kirk Cousins, you think that Achilles is not going to be any factor at all? You think? I mean, I know he's on pace to start, but you don't think there's going to be no downsides in his play coming off that Achilles injury?
Bro, and Achilles is just like a ACL MCL injury. 20 years ago, it was career threatening. Every
Yeah,
single season, players are coming back from these injuries. You feel me?
yeah,
And if I'm not
yeah,
mistaken, he kind of got hurt in the middle of last season, so he has more
yeah, yeah.
recovery time. It's not like it was end of season or off season. So yeah, I don't see Kurt, and he's not a mobile, like breaking the pocket running for 15, 20 yards anyway, right? He's a pocket passer.
Mm-hmm,
So I don't see why
mm-hmm.
Kurt is not gonna come out and just play up to his capabilities.
Man, they're gonna boo Cousins out of there. they,
Why you say that? Why you
they
say
ain't
that?
gonna get Cousins because they ain't trying to see all that check down. They're not trying to just see you throw to the flats all day. He ain't got no real targets on the outside to make him look good.
Drake London is solid, bro. Drake London, he could play.
Fam,
I'm
So Drake,
but everyone on the Falcons never had a QB to get them the ball. We can't act like Kirk Cousins can't get dudes the ball, man. Justin Jefferson put up. If you ask someone who barely watches football, who was Justin Jefferson's QB that he played with, that he broke all these numbers, Kirk Cousins would be the last dude on that list, bro. So we can't act like he can't get my dudes the ball, bro. Like, come on.
yeah, he
I'm
can
just not,
stat pad.
I'm just not sold on his style. I'm just not sold on Kirk Cousins. Like I'm
Okay,
like
so
he doesn't like what y'all say like move the needle when
yeah,
he comes to
yeah.
nine. It's not like he's the game changer. That's what I'm saying. He to me they might boo him out of there. They might say let's go with this rookie we just drafted.
that's the thing. Penix, again, I know it's preseason, and he's gonna sit behind Kirk, who just got $100 million guaranteed. Penix looked good in the preseason, yo.
You're gonna say, let me
Like
get,
he looked,
let me hold some of that.
he looked like Washington Penix, like in college, where he was just back there dotting, 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 dotting. And again, like we've been talking about, these rookies, in 3 years, they're going to be asking before that fifth year option kicks in. They're going to be asking for 200, $300 million. I don't think the Falcons are going to have Kirk Cousins as their quarterback next year. I think this will be a 1 year thing, and then some team,
Yeah,
veteran team that needs a QB, will trade for Kirk, and they'll slide Penix in. So I kind of like that plan, given that they have Kirk already when they already signed Kirk and then drafted Penix. So I think it's going to be very interesting to see what
yo, real
happens.
quick. Do you remember the first episode that we did for this podcast 2 years ago when we picked divisions? Do you remember who I picked
Yeah,
to win that division? Remember it
I
was the
remember.
Vikings with Kirk Cousin?
Yeah.
Okay,
Did
light
they
bulb.
win it? Oh, well,
Bing!
that was the Aaron Rodgers. That was the Aaron Rodgers year.
Dude, they
The
went
year
12
that
and
was his last year.
12-4. Yeah.
Yeah,
Come on,
and he
man.
lost to the Giants. He lost to Daniel Jones in the first round at home in a
Bro,
playoff game.
we're not
Not too
talking
much.
Super Bowl.
All right. So I'm gonna tell you right now. I think this was tough for me trying to figure out a player that we're not expecting to do it that I think will do it. Um, well, the division. I'll start with this first. The division that I think is going to be, up for the taking. I don't want y'all to kill me for this, brothers and sisters. I don't want y'all to kill me. I think the Steelers have a shot to compete for that division.
The Steelers don't even
I
know who
think
their quarterback is.
they have Russell Wilson, who is a Hall of Famer, whether people want to admit it or not. Russell Wilson is a Hall of Famer. And the player that I'm going to go with is Russell Wilson. I think this is going to be a surprising year for everyone in the NFC North, AFC North, excuse me, that thinks the Steelers just they don't have the receivers on the outside. They all play each other tight. Like every game in the AFC North is tight, whether
Yeah,
it's the
because
Browns or or,
I like
or,
it
it's,
because he
or it's the
he's, he can
Steelers.
he like no matter what he knows how to play football and he makes decent decisions. He's a
Right,
veteran,
and
so
he's a vet, like you
you
said.
know what I mean.
Exactly.
He's a veteran, so you got to worry about him. But
Look,
I think the
he's on.
defense is
He's
what
on.
it is.
No, I mean the
Yeah,
defense is solid, but Russell Wilson is on a team that actually wants him to be on that team. You feel me? So
facts.
that's gonna help boost his confidence. But
Right.
in sports, you know the term sports psychology, right? I feel
Uh
like
oh.
that interception that he threw in the Super Bowl changed the trajectory of his career, and for whatever reason, he'll never regain
he's
that
still
form
thinking
again.
like, why didn't I audible? Like, why didn't I just
Right?
not say, yo, let me hit it off?
You can tell he's
He
never
didn't. He
been
didn't
right
have
ever
that.
since that
He
play,
didn't have
bro.
that authority.
But
He's never been right.
I also think that Russell Wilson is on like these first 3 4 games. If he's not doing what he's supposed to do, then we probably won't see him in the NFL again.
You. I. It's.
It's
That's a good point.
like he
It's a
needs
good
like
point.
these first 4 games for him. He has to be playing at like they got to be in a winning record. Cause you also got the young kid on his heels. Like Justin Fields will
Yeah.
want
Yeah.
to sit on the bench.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
be going in
Nah,
there on
nah.
like no little scheme little plays.
Yeah.
Listen, if it doesn't work out for him, he'll be in the NFL if he humbles himself and take a backup role. If it doesn't work with this team and he's still trying to be a starter on any other team, then you're right. He won't be in the NFL. That's one of the reasons why Cap couldn't get a job back in the NFL because he was adamant on being a starter, right? If Russell Wilson, if he humbles himself and say, "Hey, I'm not a starter anymore. I'll be a backup. I'll help the young kid," he'll have a job. If not, he's out of here.
Yeah, he's gonna end up being like quarterback coach or something like that.
Yeah, I do think Russell definitely needs a fast start because everyone already like I feel like half of the Steeler nation already feel like Fields should be playing. So he needs to get up to a fast start, and the team needs to get up to a fast start so they can feel encouraged about where the season's going. Deuce, who you got? I need a player that you think is going to flip a division.
Oh, I like to be honest with you. I like what the Packers did
Mm,
getting Josh Jacobs. I like that. I like that. I like the Packers. I can't even lie. I like them as like they Jordan Love. he made a little splash last year, and
Nice.
like that was a real situation of someone sitting behind a great quarterback, learning the game,
Hmm.
learning the system, and then once you get
Hmm.
your shot, shining in it. So I
Hmm.
think this year he really takes that leap, and with somebody like as because I don't know what people think. Josh Jacobs still could get busy. He was like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
if
he
he
got busy. He got busy in Vegas. He got busy in
yeah,
Vegas.
but like people thinking that he still ain't got what he was doing 2 years ago. But I think he had a
Yeah.
better team now. He's more focused. He needed something. Needed change. Like a lot of people say they need a change. So it might
Yeah.
help for him. And yeah,
Yeah.
I think the Packers make a good lead. And also I like the Seahawks. I like the
In the
Seahawks.
NFC West.
I like the
Wow.
Seahawks. I like the
I like them
Seahawks
too.
Why?
Tough
Why do you
division
like the
though.
Seahawks? Why?
because
Why do you like the Seahawks? Yeah.
because Geno Smith, he's a solid quarterback. He's not
No, he's a good quarterback.
like you look at him, he's like, yo, he's real solid, he's good. And their defense was young last year. Their
Hmm.
defense was sort of young, so I feel like that's gonna carry them over. The defense, and they had those two running backs, Walker, and I
Hmm.
and I forget the other guy name. I remember they had
Charbonnet.
yeah,
Charbonnet.
Yeah,
I
Charbonnet.
can't
Yeah,
pronounce his name, but
yeah
yeah,
they had two
Walker.
running
Walker gets busy.
yeah
Walker gets busy.
they had two running backs. So I was like, all right. So I think I like those two teams. I like those two teams
Yep.
being sleepers.
Yeah, but the Seahawks are in a super hard division, bro. You got the Rams
Yeah.
and the 49ers, and like a
Yeah.
Cardinals, a good, young Cardinals
I
team. Like they
haven't. The
have
thing is,
no margin for error.
I haven't really seen much. I haven't really been a believer of the Rams for some reason.
they, they won a Super Bowl like 3 years ago. What do you mean?
I know
They
that,
were
but
and they were in the
I
playoffs
think that
last
was
year.
all. I think that because Matthew Stafford just got there and all that. But now that I just
Now
don't
that was
see
OBJ.
the Rams,
Yeah.
like they're a good team, but I don't see them be like, all right, they gonna be there. Like you know what I'm saying? If it was down to I'll take right now. I take the Packers over the Rams.
Yeah,
That's a toss up. I think that's a toss up. I think that's a toss up because they're pretty evened out, especially like with the loss of Aaron Donald. Like you take him out of the Rams, that significantly changes that defense. Like, this is the first time we'll see a Rams defense without Aaron Donald in a decade. So it's
Yeah,
like
without him
I
clogging
think
up the
that's going
middle,
to change.
holding up, taking up four people, five people.
Exactly, exactly. I just don't know that the Seahawks have enough on offense. Like I like Jackson from Ohio State. The kid's young. He's one of those players I think like this might be his leap year, like from good player to this kid might be a star. The thing is, Tyler Lockett is going down in the depth chart, which Jackson is coming up. But DK gonna still demand all these targets, or is it gonna be all right? Now we got to get this young receiver. DK already got his bag; he's straight. We got to get this young kid up to speed because they drafted him out of Ohio State because of his potential. He has star potential.
Yes.
Same with Garrett Wilson. Those guys were in the same. Those guys were in the same wide receiver room. Garrett Wilson, Jackson. So I want to see. I want to see what that offense looks like outside of like Kenneth Walker, who we know gets busy, and DK. Like if Jackson takes that step, then I think that Seattle offense could really go to the moon. Okay,
yep,
so we got
I
that.
agree.
Uh,
Hmm.
all right. So real quick, let me while we're there, Gene. I mean, not Gene. Deuce, you talked about um, Jordan Love, which he's like my. I think Jordan Love is a top five type quarterback. I think he is special. I still don't think he's in an offense that is like catered to big numbers. I don't think we're ever going to see like Patrick Mahomes numbers from Jordan Love. I just think the efficiency and like the way that he plays and being able to manage a team like to
Yes.
actually get quality wins is what we're going to see because they don't have like top of the
Like
line wide receiver.
if I'm not mistaken, that was his first year as a starter, right?
First year, bro.
And you couldn't
First
even
year.
like it seemed
You
like he
couldn't
been
tell.
doing it.
Yeah. You couldn't tell. You couldn't tell. So
Yeah.
I think when I say like Jordan Love is special, I'm not talking numbers special because he doesn't have numbers like talent around him. He has just steady good players, but no like Christian Watson is their wide receiver one, and he's barely available. and he's a good player, but he's not a wide receiver one on a like contending team. So the numbers are going to be good. Like they're going to be efficient. 32 touchdowns, 11 or less intercept. Very Aaron Rodgers esque, like towards the end of his career. But I think as far as like if you tell me I could put the rock in 10 quarterbacks' hands, in a playoff game, as we saw him go into Jerry's world and do it, he's one of those 10 guys I would pick for sure. Do you think he's the one that takes that leap, though, Deuce? Because you talked about the Packers from, Jordan Love is here. We saw him in his first year to now. We're looking at the second coming of Patrick Mahomes. Like, is that what you think is going to happen?
And that's why I say I think Jordan Love is going to be one of those quarterbacks over in the NFC that's leading the NFC. That y'all
Hmm.
talking about what's it called, Matthew Stafford. He's gonna leap past all them NFC quarterbacks. That's what I
I
think.
could agree with that.
I like. That's what I said. I like him. I like him. And I think what's his name's going to have a good bounce back year too. Kyler Murray. I
Mm.
think Kyler Murray is going to come back with a nice bounce back year. I
Something
didn't give
about
up on
Kyler
him yet.
Murray. I don't like Kyler Murray's motor, man. Like I don't feel like he really cares if they win or lose. He got his bag. He seemed like he care about more about the shorties and playing Call of Duty. Like Kyler Murray don't give me that like he
I
don't
got
give me
I
that
got a
like yo,
feeling
I
that
got a squad. You feel me?
I got a
Yeah.
feeling that I think that receiver, the young receiver Harrison Jr. going to help him out, spark something in them, and I think they're going. I think he's going to put up some numbers this year. So
While we're there, Deuce, I'm glad you brought this up. Marvin Harrison Jr., you picked him on your fantasy team because you think he's going to go crazy this year. Um, who will be the best rookie wide receiver from this class? Will it be Malik Neighbors on the Giants? And I'm not even talking like numbers because I feel like, me, I'm a context king with the whole. I think it tells more than just what the stats should say. Who do you think when we're done at the end of this year, you'll be like, he's wide receiver one from this draft class? Because there's Roma Dunze, there's Malik Neighbors, and there's Marvin Harrison Jr. Those are the three top guys that went top 10 in the draft. Who you got at the end of the season?
I think I'm going to go with the dude from the Bears.
A Dunze?
I can't lie. I can't lie. I think Caleb Williams gonna give him the rock. I can't lie. I think they're gonna try to
But
do something over there. I think Caleb
that
Williams
room,
gonna try to give him the rock.
that wide receiver room is stacked. I mean, there's DJ Moore, there's
Yeah.
Keenan Allen, who's like 100 catch person a
And I
year
feel like
every year.
those two guys are gonna draw a lot of attention and let the rookie just slide
Yeah.
around and and
Okay.
and be Caleb Williams little
Okay.
reliable.
Okay. This feels like a hot take. Maybe not so much because he was a top 10 pick and he was one of the best receivers in college football. But this is a hot take. Before we move on to your elite player to stardom, superstardom, Deuce. I mean, Gene, who's going to be that guy from this draft, wide receiver one at the end of the season?
And none of the guys that you just mentioned. You know who I felt? Keon Coleman from
I
Buffalo.
I
Give me a,
I
yo.
got to see him. He's
Can
got
we
too
get
many
for
there.
real?
He got too many
Can we get
internet
real?
clips. Too much.
Nah,
I haven't
you know
seen the
why I
catch.
say so? I'm just saying, like, in comparison to the other QBs, I mean, to the other wide receivers, like Gabe Davis left, Stephon Diggs is gone as well. So he's kind of like forced to be, wide receiver one. Kincaid is what, a tight end, right? What other
Yeah,
wide
Kincaid's
receiver?
a tight end.
Yeah, what other wide receivers do they have on that team? And we know, look how Josh
But is
Allen
he like
played.
that though?
And that's what I need to
I, I
find
think
out.
I think he'll be like that.
He
That's
got
why
a
I'm
great
going with him.
personality. You can't knock his
That's what I'm saying.
personality.
Nah, and I mean
Yeah.
physical. He's
But
not a little dude. He's not a little dude as well, you know. But look at Josh Allen's career. His first 2 seasons before he got a true
With
stud at
Diggs?
quarterback. I mean at
Oh, okay.
wide receiver in comparison to when he finally got one. That's what hit the switch for Josh Allen. And I feel like this kid, if they set him up the right way, not saying that he's going to produce like Stephon Diggs because that's a tall order, but I feel like people are going to be
Well,
like,
he
damn, we
better.
let
He the
this
only
kid
one there.
slide. That's what I'm saying. That's
He
what I'm saying.
better produce like Diggs.
Listen, he'll probably get more targets than all the rookie wide receivers this year.
I thought Deuce had a hot take with a Dunze, and you tell me
Mm,
Keon Coleman is going to be the wide receiver one at the end of this year. I think
yes.
it's Malik Neighbors. I think Malik Neighbors, I told you guys this in our group chat. He gives me OBJ, Jamar Chase vibes. And it's not just like that he's athletic and he jumps and runs well. It's his attitude, bro. He's like, this dude's out there throwing punches in the first training camp against the Lions veteran defense who got some dogs on there. Like his attitude is like, I don't care that you've been in the league 10 years. I'm coming in here to bust y'all. Like,
Bro,
I like that about
that's
him. That dog
that's
mentality at LSU is different.
bro. He could be big dog of the yard. His quarterback is Daniel Jones, baby. So
But that I don't think I think yeah, Daniel Jones is terrible. Last time we talked, actually, I think I was defending Daniel Jones and you yelled at me, which is kind of funny.
I
I
thought
don't think
Daniel Jones
Daniel
was going to
Jones.
be a good quarterback.
I know you did. After his rookie year, I thought Daniel Jones was going to be good, and then I just started to see the regression. I was like, yeah, this guy, like just the holding on to the ball alone is like enough to make me swing on something. Like he just holds on to the ball until he feels like nothing, like they can't sack him, like he's invisible or something. But I think they're going to feed him like crazy. Like even if you have a bad quarterback, you can still put up a lot of numbers if you are the option that the quarterback is going to just focus on. Matt Shaw, DeAndre Hopkins was a Pro Bowler every year in his career with Matt Shaw. Like you don't need an elite to get numbers. I think to get like real production that leads to wins, yes, you need that because there's some throws Daniel Jones will miss that'll make you be like it'll end the game, like with a pick six, like we saw in the preseason game.
bro,
But I think he's going
but you
into the
said
season
Matt
and he's
Schaub,
on.
bro. You said Matt Schaub. Matt Schaub was not elite. Matt Schaub was good, right? Is
I don't
Daniel
think he was
Jones
good. Matt Schaub was not good.
you bugging? He had like five or
Matt
six
Schaub
good years,
wasn't.
bro. Okay, so
5 or 6 good years?
Is DJ good? Is DJ good?
No, he's not good.
Okay, then you can't
To
even tell
be
me he's
good though,
good, bro. Nah, you got to be good,
I
bro.
mean,
You don't got to be elite. You don't got to be elite, but you got to be good.
I'm gonna fact check you on this Matt Schaub having 5 to 6. That's a good career. 5 to 6 good years as a starter is a good career in the NFL, bro. You wilding with that. We'll spin the block on that. You wilding with that, but that's crazy. All right, give me your MVP picks. Who's the MVP?
Wait, hold on.
February.
Now I got to give you the breakout star. We
Okay,
skipped that
but
one.
yes, that's right. My fault. My fault. My fault.
You know what? Every time we talk about like the best wide receivers in the game, we'll say C.D. Lamb, Devontae
Mm-hmm.
Adams, Stephon Diggs, etc. But I think the player that's
Mm-hmm.
going to take the biggest leap, and people's going to be like, "Wow, this kid is actually a star," because I feel like he's just as good as them. Is Garrett Wilson from the Jets? I feel like my man finally got a quarterback to get him the rock.
Yeah, I
I
like
think
him
he's
too.
gonna put up crazy numbers, and people are gonna be like, "Yo, like he's like a top 10, definitely like top 8 wide receiver." And because of the last 2 seasons, I kind of feel like people are sleeping on him. Cause like you look up his numbers, and then I watched the game, man. He was running wide open the majority of the game. They just couldn't get him to rock, man. They couldn't
Mm-hmm.
get him to rock. Only Mike White, when Mike White played those 5, 6 games, was just feeding him. You feel me? But everyone else
Mm-hmm.
couldn't get him to rock. And I think he's in a big market. I think this is gonna be his breakout superstar year, man.
Okay, so that was what I was going to specify. Are we talking? Because I think Garrett Wilson's a star. I think I drafted him in my friend. He's nice. This kid is great route runner, great hands, great speed. Like he has great body control. I love Garrett Wilson as a receiver. So you're saying he's a top 5, 6 receiver next year?
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah,
Okay.
oh
So
yeah.
that's we got Jamar, we got Justin Jefferson, we got Devontae Adams, we
See,
got CeeDee Lamb.
that's it. I'm probably
That
missing
is
one
that
or
it?
two, but he's.
What
I'm probably
about what
missing one or
about your
two.
GOAT? What about Cooper Cup, who was the
I
best
got,
receiver?
I got to see how he come back.
Y'all owe me an apology. I need my apology. I'm
Nah,
telling
you
you, when
bugging.
it comes to
You bugging.
receivers, I need y'all to take my class. Like Deuce has a
But
fantasy class, I have a receiver class, bro.
nah, you bugging,
Y'all be getting tricked. Y'all get tricked a lot off receivers, off
bro.
catches. That's not a good
Fam,
evaluator.
fam. When we talk about Cooper Cup, I always tell y'all again, fourth quarter, the Super Bowl, when Tyler Higbee was hurt, when Odell was hurt, when they were double teaming him, when the defense was sliding, that man was fucking catching everything out his
It
ass,
was
and he
because
won
the
them
ball
that
was
game,
getting to
bro.
him. The ball
It
was
don't
getting
matter
to
though.
him.
It don't matter.
It was all
A lot of
little
people,
cut
a
cut
lot of people don't
passes.
do that. It don't matter.
It was
He got
quick
it done.
passes, bro.
He got it
Cooper
done.
Cup
He
was
definitely
doing
got
that
it done.
against linebackers, running up
He
in the
got it done.
slot.
He got it. He got it done.
He running behind the mic. Like we talking like Patrick
If
Surtain's aside of you. Can you go get the rock down the
You know,
field
like
again?
they said, the most one that just gets the job done, Mike Evans. Mike Evans.
Mike Evans is he is
bro,
consistent. Like he is the
He had Jaw
it's
Boy Jameis Winston throwing him the ball.
not too much.
Hey, Jameis.
yo,
Jameis. My guy Jameis.
yo. At the end of the day,
Then you
I
had
don't get into the
Baker
specifics of
Mayfield
like,
throwing the ball.
yo, dudes be like, yo, this wide receiver. That's like when they used to argue T.O. and Randy Moss. Oh, T.O.'s a better wide receiver than Randy Moss because T.O. runs all the routes. I'm like, nigga, if
But that's
Randy Moss
arguable. You
score,
act like that's not a
fam,
conversation.
when Randy, no, but people will say, no, but to me, it's just like whatever you're good at, as long as you can get it done, right? If you run a specific route and you get it done, that's fine. And if I run a specific route, the name of the game is to score the fucking rock. Like that's what we talking about right here, son. Like I don't care if Randy Moss
I
don't run
think
intricate routes like Terrell Owens. He got the job done. That's my issue when it comes to Cooper Cup. Okay, he's a slot receiver. Okay, but when it was
see
time to get the job
that's a
done, he did it,
difference. I think I'm not.
bro.
I'm listen. I actually
But we
like
can
Cup. I
nitpick
like him.
everything. But we can nitpick everything. But on his those
Yeah,
three
that's
seasons, you
it's
couldn't tell me
discourse
that he
one.
was in the top five. He was in the top five wide receiver.
Based on numbers, absolutely. I'm just saying there's like I don't evaluate by numbers, and I don't think you do too. Because again, Michael Jordan is the GOAT because he does everything well, not because he does one thing like he jumps higher and that's it. He dribbles well, he shoots well, he crosses like he defends well. It's like the complete player as a because we could just go Kareem. He's or LeBron now, the highest
Bro,
scoring player. You can't just
for
go by
Cooper
numbers.
Cup's skill
That's
set,
the whole.
why did Cooper Cup not do well? Because he wasn't
He's
catching
not.
deep passes.
No, I didn't say he doesn't do well. He's just not as physically gifted as a Devonte Adams. He's not built like that. He's great
So
at what he does, but he's
if you're
not
not
built.
physically gifted and you can still do what you do, that's respect.
You can't do what
Allen
they do.
Iverson,
You can't do what they
Allen
do.
Iverson was the smallest guy on the court, and Allen Iverson was kicking dudes' butts, and that's why he gets respect. Because a little dude like
That's why
you,
he was
you're
never
killing.
killed, but he wasn't better than Bean, but he wasn't better than MJ. That's
I,
all I'm saying.
listen,
That's
I've
all I'm
never
saying.
said Cooper Cup was the best wide receiver in the league. Maybe that's somebody else's argument. I
You
said
said
that
that,
he
bro.
was. I said his credit, like all the credit that he was getting, he deserved it. That's all. That's what I strongly believed in. All
All
his
right,
credit that he was getting, what I watched, that man put in that work.
all right. Who's your MVP while you're here? Is it Cooper Cup or is it
Nah,
Aaron
Daniel
Rodgers?
Jones. Daniel Jones. Damn, that's a hard one. Damn, you might have to
Joe
come back
Burrow
to
is
me.
going to win MVP. I got Joe
Joe
Burrow.
Burrow.
I think Joe Burrow's been hurt the last 2 years. He's gotta like. I think he's like the forgotten player of like the elite guys. Like 3 years ago, he's in the Super Bowl, and now everyone's talking about Lamar and Josh Allen because again, injury. It's what have you done for me lately? I think he's gonna come back, stay healthy this year, and I think he's gonna have. They don't have Joe Mixon, which means they're gonna throw the ball a lot more than they. And even like in the running backs that they have now, they're receiving backs. Like Zach Moss is a receiving back. Zach Brown is a receiving back. I think Joe Burrow is going to put up monster numbers, and that team is going to be again competing for that AFC North. And I think he'll be the MVP this year.
He
I'll
just
come
got to
back to
stay
you,
healthy.
Deuce. Just got to stay healthy. That's it. Deuce, who's your MVP? Lamar gets number three.
Yo, to be honest with you, I want to say it's going to be a battle. I want people to know it's going to be a battle between Lamar and McCombs. McCombs is going for number 3 in a row for the Super Bowls.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
he's
yeah.
really trying to put a stamp. Like I think a lot of people don't forget about, but don't put him. It's like he doing what McCombs. He want to do that statement season. I think so. I think
Hmm.
he's probably going to try to go for an MVP season this year, along with try to go with a three-peat. But we trying to knock all that off starting tomorrow.
Yo,
Starting
And
tomorrow.
breakthrough.
Yeah, but yeah, I like Lamar and McCombs, and then I like over in the NFC, I like even that Friday game, Jordan Love and Jalen Hurts
Jalen Hurts.
battling out for that MVP over
MVP.
there.
Okay, that's valid. I could see Jalen Hurts definitely getting back in that conversation. Go ahead, Jim.
Nah, I think the Ravens are going to be a great team. They're going to win a lot of games. Lamar's purposely not going to try to win that award because now they'll be like, oh, all he can do is win MVPs, but he can't
How do you do
lead
that?
his team to Super Bowl. Bro,
How do you
I mean, like,
purposely not?
dude, okay, I watch Ravens are one of my favorite teams to watch as well. There's times when they were cracking teams and Lamar was still in the game. Like
Hmm.
you can account to that. Like if you
Yeah,
up 2 3 touchdowns,
I
sit
watched
him
a
down.
lot of Ravens last year. I can confirm. I watched a lot of
They will be
Ravens.
cracking dudes, and he's still in the game. He's still running for touchdowns. He's doing, and so his numbers look good. I don't, the Lamar don't want that MVP because now the spotlight, bro, a 3 time MVP. There's only a handful of fucking quarterbacks that's ever won that,
And I think that's
right?
why it's going to be him and McHolmes like trying to do like they want that MVP just because you want that 3 times and nobody really got that. People say they don't care about, but in the back of their mind, it's like, damn, 3 in a row MVPs and 3 in a row championships. So I think they're going to try to battle that out.
That's a good point because if he wins 3 MVPs, I think yes, it puts pressure on the season, but in the grand scheme, like you said, how many people has won 3 MVPs? Like you're gonna have to put them in a certain air
Hmm.
that not a lot of dudes have been in, like in the grand scheme of things. So I think it'd be interesting to see, how that take plays out, whether Lamar cares for it. But I think Lamar's going to be on revenge tour this year. I think he feels like he had his best opportunity to win a Super Bowl last year. Home field advantage against a Chiefs team that was not as good as you. He lost it. I think, and he's been loose. This is the loosest I've seen Lamar all of season. He's clowning around on Twitter. He's outside being. I think he's like ready to just like be the underdog again. Like be like Mahomes going for a three-peat. Let me just kind of fly under the radar, creep up on these dudes, and try to see if we can knock them off. But um, I think Burrow. I think Burrow will win MVP. Um, did you say who you thought was going to win MVP, G?
Nah, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna go with All right, we're gonna have to switch it up, man. Last running back to win it was AP in 2012. I'm gonna go with Christian McCaffrey.
I
Bro,
hope
the
so
dude,
because he's on
the
my
dude is
fantasy
a touchdown
team.
machine. 49ers are probably gonna win 13, 14 games. I think this might be the year that the voters be like, yo, let's throw a different position, a bone this year. And I think Christian McCaffrey is gonna win that award.
That's a good storyline to see if somebody went. Because again, like you said, running backs don't win. Derrick Henry didn't win it. And,
He did,
AP won it, but after that, Derrick Henry could have won it a year or two, and he didn't win it. And maybe CMC could have won it last year. I felt, but
right?
the whole Purdy thing, where is Purdy the MVP? Is McCaffrey? I think that hurt him. But assuming McCaffrey would be in that candidacy, that means Purdy takes a step back.
Nah, Purdy's gonna do his thing, but they don't ask Purdy to put up crazy numbers, man. Purdy's the ultimate game manager. He could have been one of the contestants or the choices of making the biggest leap. I don't see it in Brock Purdy at all. He's not dynamic at all. So he's not gonna
Great,
take a step
great
back. I think he's gonna
quarterback,
be
great decision maker, but like Cam said, like just a great game manager.
yeah,
Like
that's it.
you can't
But
knock him. He
that's
gets the
totally
job done.
fine. Bro, you
Yeah,
got a squad with a bunch of great players. You don't need
yeah,
to be like Joe Montana, bro. Like win games.
Exactly.
but
Control the clock. Just do what you got to do.
all
Just be
right.
like, it's
So
not me.
we're gonna audible to February in New Orleans. Who's playing and who wins?
Huh?
February in New Orleans.
Oh, I
Who's
got the
playing? Who wins?
I got Baltimore versus the Packers.
Surprise, surprise. Baltimore gets the Packers. And Lamar gets number one.
He gets it. He gets it. He gets it. Big bowl of gumbo. Big bowl of gumbo.
Okay, G, who you got? Who's your Super Bowl pick?
It's going to be a 2013 rematch. I got the Ravens versus the 49ers. I think
It's
adding
got to
Derrick
be.
Henry is really going to be that player that's going to get them over the hump, especially in the red zone. If we're not looking, they're not looking for him to rush for 2,000 yards, but with him in the backfield, you got to approach them differently.
You have to
Feel me?
respect it.
Like you
You
have
have
to
to put
respect
8
it.
in the box, 7
You
in the
know.
box. He's
So
still Derrick Henry. If not,
I think it's gonna be
you're gonna run it
Ravens
down there.
49ers. This game I feel like can go either way, but I'm gonna have to go with the Ravens. I think Lamar will finally get one this year.
This is crazy.
You know
Wow.
what? That Chiefs, the no team has ever won three Super Bowls in the history of NFL. That streak is gonna continue, man. It's just something hard. One injury away can rattle your whole
And it's not
season.
even an injury. We
It's just
had him.
hard, period.
Yeah,
Like,
Hmm.
niggas
yeah,
had
yeah,
him.
you did have him.
Like, a couple mistakes. I blame the play calling on one of them. He was throwing the ball 40, 50 times down by a touchdown.
To
Yeah,
everyone but the right person that you should have been throwing it to that's been there, done that, that would have I know number three, man. I know number three and I
yeah.
know
That
what I
game,
know.
that game
Odell
plan
would
was one of the worst game plans in that game. I
Yeah.
it
was
was
like, I was
terrible.
confused, man.
All right, so this is my Super Bowl pick. I have the Kansas City Chiefs. I got Mahomes, the GOAT, greatest who's ever done it, and the Packers. I think the Packers are going to go on one of those magical runs. Again, Jordan Love's numbers are not going to be 45 touchdowns and 5,000 yards. They're going to be 37, 38, 4,000 even, given a couple hot numbers, hot games. And I think he's gonna just I just like his demeanor, dog. Like I like how he carries himself. I like all the knowledge that he got to suck up from Aaron Rodgers, which is gonna make you happy in your quarterback story. I just think the kid is ready to take that lead. I do think the sleeper team that I have in the AFC is the Houston Texans. I think Houston is literally like it would not surprise me at all if they caught like a pen and a flash
Yeah.
and rode it all the way to the Super Bowl because they were, again, like even in that Ravens game they lost, they were in the game battling.
Hmm.
Like that
Yeah.
wasn't an easy game for Baltimore at all. The game was close at halftime. I think it was like a field goal game, and then the Ravens took off in the second half and won the game. But I like C.J. Stroud, who I think is a top five elite quarterback in this league. I think that defense got even stronger. They added a lot more pieces. Derek Stingley is locking down. He looks like the new Darrell Revis, like out there in the AFC South. They got Tank Dell coming back from an ACL. People don't realize how good Tank Dell is, bro.
Yeah.
This dude was killing. He was torching people before he tore his ACL and missed the rest of the year. So they did all that without Tank Dell. And they added one of the best receivers we've had in the last, 5, 6 years in Stephon Diggs,
Hmm.
who's proven and who's shown that he's built like that. So I
And
think Houston
decent
is my
running back
sleep.
in Mixon too.
Joe Mixon, how they get Joe Mixon for
Yeah.
nothing, bro?
Yeah.
That was crazy to me. So
Hmm.
now, like they let Singletary go, but Damian Pierce, who was their starter in the last couple of years, he's now backing up Joe Mixon, who's a very well-rounded back. Like runs it well, catches it out the backfield, very versatile. So I do like Kansas City to get back in. I think Mahomes will three-peat. I think he'll make history to prove he's the greatest quarterback we've ever seen step foot in the NFL. And Jordan Love will come up just short. But those are my two teams: Packers and the Chiefs, and the Chiefs winning.
Nice, nice.
Anything? No rebuttals, y'all. I mean, I know what I know, so y'all know what I know. What I know. So y'all just
Yeah. I
That's,
mean,
light bulb.
I would have
that's
went
a
with the
decent
Chiefs,
pick
but I
right
feel like
there.
that's an easy pick. So I just wanted to spice it up a little bit.
The Packers are easy.
No, no, Chiefs.
Oh, Chiefs. Oh yeah, I got you. Yeah, that makes sense. Listen, I want to see Mahomes do it. Like
Yeah.
I want to see. Like I wouldn't be. Again, I thought they could have lost and should have lost last year. I thought the Ravens were 1,000% going to be in the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah.
I It looked like that was going to be the case. But now that Mahomes has gotten two in a row, and like we said, like this is legacy. Like they're not suspending Rashee Rice, who should be in jail right now for who should be locked up. This is legacy time. Like this is if he does this, this is a different air that we're talking about. Now the debate people have said is not a debate, but Brady will be a debate. I don't need to see Mahomes done 10 years from now to say he's in the GOAT conference. That man three-peats and wins four in the first 6 years. You can't tell me nothing about that. He's him. He's the guy. He's
Bro,
the
the
GOAT.
the debate is already over. Brady's first seven season, he was not the man. He was on a good
Right.
team.
Great team. Right.
Pat
Right.
Mahomes has been the man since the first day as a starter.
Right.
Apples and
Right.
oranges, bro.
Right. 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 All right, no doubt. Before we log off, season opener: Ravens, Chiefs, in Kansas City. Ring night. Who wins?
Oh yeah,
Chiefs.
Ravens making a statement right there. We gotta make a statement. We got to. That game might even go down for home field advantage down the line.
This is true.
You know what I
This is
mean?
true.
So
Okay.
that's how they looking at it like a little ring ceremony. We looking at it like we need it.
You're
That
right.
damn
That's a
ring.
good point. That's a good point. Who you got, G?
Nah, Chiefs ain't losing on ring night.
What's ironic about that is they lost on ring night last year to Detroit, which is why I do think the Ravens might win that game because the Chiefs, like, they actually are slow starters. They usually
Hmm.
start slow.
Yeah, that's
And I
true.
think, like you said, Ravens will come in there with a sense of urgency and just be like, yo, we need that. Like, I want to run that back, the fade from the AFC title game. So I do think the Ravens are going to win the game. But first game, I don't think it'll mean that much to the Chiefs because they've shown they can go on the road into your house and take your soul. So I don't think the Chiefs are tripping as much, which is why I think the urgency is on the Ravens side to try to steal that game, given the division that they play in too, will be much tougher. All right, fellas, great show.
Yes,
I
yes, I
can't
really
wait.
enjoyed it.
Can't wait to talk more football. We'll link back after the full week of football of the opening week, and we'll talk into some stuff. We'll see who's in the kitchen chefing it up. We'll see if Al Seed really knows what he knows. We'll see if Cooper Cup is still the greatest player that's ever lived. And until next time, brothers, I'll holler at y'all, man.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.